Welcome back to HD Old Coins 51. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of old HD coins, specifically the HD Old Coins 51 collection. These coins hold incredible history, unique designs, and stories from the past that every collector or enthusiast will want to hear. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting your coin collection journey, this video will explore the hidden details and value of these treasures. So grab a seat and let's uncover the history behind these remarkable coins together. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more rare coin discoveries. Top 1. The 1978 UK 2 New Pence coin. A piece of British currency that seems simple at first glance, but in reality, it carries a rich history, intriguing design, and fascinating legacy that connects it to the shifting tides of Britain's economy. What makes this particular coin so compelling? Let's dive into the past, uncover the artistry of its design, explore the minting process, and examine its appeal to collectors today. It all began with a changing Britain. The year 1971 was pivotal for the British economy and the nation's monetary system. The United Kingdom officially decimalized its currency, moving away from the old system of pounds, shillings, and pence, and instead adopting a decimalized system that was based on a new format, 100 new pence to the pound. This shift was both symbolic and practical, as it was a move toward modernization, aiming to simplify currency transactions and streamline the economy. As a result, new coins were introduced into circulation, replacing the older, more complicated system. Among them were the 1p and 2p coins, designed with new faces, new values, and new purposes. These coins were meant to reflect the new order, yet still connect with the country's deeply rooted traditions. The design of the 2 New Pence coin, minted for the first time in 1971, was a clear representation of the country's hopes for a fresh start. Fast forward to 1978. By this time, the UK had started to settle into its new currency system. The 2 New Pence coin was not only a practical item used daily by the British public, but also a reminder of the nation's transition toward a more simplified and modernized economy. Though not initially viewed as a particularly special coin, 1978 marked an important year in the history of this humble piece of currency. What was so significant about the 1978 UK 2 New Pence coin? To the casual observer, it might seem like just another coin in the pile. However, as collectors and numismatists would soon realize, the 1978 coin would become a key part of Britain's fascinating numismatic history. In terms of design, the 2 New Pence coin featured a reverse image of a rose, thistle, shamrock, and leek, 4 symbols representing England, Scotland, Ireland, and Wales, respectively. These elements paid homage to the united nature of the United Kingdom. The design was created by Christopher Ironside, a renowned British artist who was also responsible for several other coins in the series. The simplicity of this design is deceiving. It was a work of art that encapsulated the heart and soul of a nation. On the obverse side of the coin, Queen Elizabeth II's portrait, designed by Arnold Machin, was displayed. This depiction of the Queen was widely used in British coinage from 1968 until the 1980s, a period during which the Queen's image was associated with the stability and continuity of the British monarchy. The combination of these two images, the national symbols on one side and the Queen's effigy on the other, created a coin that was both practically useful and a symbol of British identity. Now, let's talk about minting. The 1978 2 New Pence coin was struck in bronze, a material that had been chosen for its durability and ease of production. Bronze coins were also less expensive to produce than their silver or gold counterparts, making them the perfect choice for everyday use. The minting of the 1978 coin took place at the Royal Mint, located in Llantrisant, Wales, which has been the official producer of British coinage since 1968. Each coin was struck using traditional methods, with high levels of precision ensuring that every piece was uniform in size, weight, and appearance. Though millions of these coins were minted in 1978, what makes them intriguing today is not the sheer quantity of them, but rather their status in the world of collectors. The 2 New Pence coin is now often sought after by numismatists for a variety of reasons, chief among them the coin's limited availability in certain years. Though millions were produced in 1978, not all coins survive the years in pristine condition, and that rarity is what drives their value on the collector's market. For collectors, The 1978 2 new pence coin is seen as a symbol of the past. It serves as a tangible connection to the economic changes Britain experienced in the 1970s. This coin represents a moment in history when the country was transitioning to a new monetary system, a system that would go on to shape the way currency was used in the UK for decades to come. Because of its historical context, the 1978 coin is often included in sets of decimal coins and is highly valued by people looking to complete their collections. But what about its value today? While this coin was originally worth just 2 pence, its value on the secondary market has fluctuated over the years. A typical 1978 2 new pence coin in good condition might not command much of a premium. However, coins in excellent condition, especially those that have been well preserved and are free from marks or damage, can fetch a considerably higher price. Certain rarities, such as coins with minting errors or those that were kept in mint condition, may be worth several times their face value. In fact, some collectors have seen prices rise significantly, especially for coins with particular characteristics, such as those that were made with special dyes or have subtle differences in their design. A 1978 coin with unique characteristics or one that has been professionally graded can fetch anywhere from a few pounds to over £100, depending on its condition and rarity. Moreover, the coin's value is often influenced by trends within the numismatic market. As certain coin types become more popular or as collectors search for specific years to complete their sets, the demand for specific coins like the 1978 2 new pence can increase, resulting in a rise in their value. Some collectors view it as an investment, while others simply appreciate the coin for its historical significance. As we look to the future, the 1978 UK 2 new pence coin will likely remain a sought-after item in the world of numismatics. It offers a glimpse into Britain's past, representing a time of change, yet it also speaks to the enduring appeal of coins as both collectibles and pieces of history. For anyone interested in the world of rare coins, the 1978 2 new pence is a reminder that even the simplest of coins can have a profound story to tell. The coin's value, both financial and historical, is sure to continue evolving as time goes on. Top 2. The year 1980 marked a significant moment in Britain's journey through the late 20th century. The country was adjusting to the rapidly changing economic landscape, with inflation still a concern and societal shifts creating new challenges. And, as much as the UK's political and economic environments were changing, so too was its currency system, which had undergone a monumental transformation just a decade earlier. Among the most iconic coins of this new era was the 2 new pence coin, first introduced in 1971 during the decimalization of the British currency. By 1980, the 2 new pence coin was already an integral part of everyday life in the UK. However, this specific coin, minted that year, carries with it not just the legacy of decimalization, but also the story of an era marked by change and renewal. It's a coin that represents the economic struggles and triumphs of the time, and its design speaks volumes about British identity, resilience, and unity. In 1971, the United Kingdom took its first step into the modernized world of decimal currency. The old pounds, shillings, and pence system, which had been in place for centuries, was replaced by a simpler system where the pound was divided into 100 new pence. This was a bold move aimed at simplifying the nation's economic transactions and aligning Britain more closely with the growing global economy. The introduction of the 1p and 2p coins was part of this larger transition. The 1980 UK 2 new pence coin, like its predecessors, was part of a new generation of British currency that helped usher in an era of easier daily transactions. However, while millions of these coins were minted, the 1980 edition stands out not only for its connection to that transformative period, but also for its design, minting process, and subsequent appeal to collectors. At first glance, the 1980 coin might seem simple, a small, unassuming piece of bronze currency. But much like the 2 new pence coin of 1978, it holds deep historical significance. To understand this coin's full story, we must look into its design, its cultural significance, and the journey it took to become a cherished item in the world of numismatics. The reverse side of the 1980 UK 2 new pence coin features an image of the 4 national symbols of the United Kingdom: the rose, thistle, shamrock, and leek, representing England, Scotland, Ireland, and Wales, respectively. This design was created by Christopher Ironside, a respected British artist and coin designer whose works are still appreciated by collectors today. The four symbols are arranged in a circular pattern, symbolizing unity within the UK. It's a simple yet powerful design that reflects the nation's cohesion and pride in its heritage. The obverse side of the coin features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, as designed by Arnold Machin. This portrait of the Queen had been in use on British coins for over a decade by the time the 1982 new pence was minted. The Queen's effigy remains one of the most recognizable features on British currency, symbolizing continuity and stability in a time of great change. The 1982 new pence coin was made of bronze, just like its predecessors. Bronze was chosen for its durability and cost-effectiveness, making it ideal for mass production. The coin was 25.9 millimeters in diameter and weighed 7.12 grams, making it a recognizable size and weight that was easy for people to handle in their daily transactions. The minting process of the 1980 coin took place at the Royal Mint, located in Llantrisant, Wales. The Royal Mint had been responsible for producing Britain's coinage since its establishment in 886 AD, and by the 1980s, it had long been a symbol of British craftsmanship and precision. The minting of the 1982 new pence was done with great care and attention to detail, ensuring that each coin was of high quality. Even though millions of these coins were made, the precision with which they were struck would ensure that only the best examples would be retained by collectors. However, despite the millions of 1982 new pence coins produced, not all of them remain in circulation today. Over time, some coins were lost, damaged, or simply worn out. This rarity is part of what makes coins like the 1982 new pence so appealing to collectors. A coin in mint condition is a valuable treasure, often worth far more than its face value. For a collector, finding a coin that has been well preserved, especially one from a significant year like 1980, can be a rewarding experience. As a collector's item, the 1980 UK2 new pence has several factors that contribute to its value. While it might not be the rarest coin in the world, it holds historical significance due to its role in the UK's post-decimalization economy. Collectors often seek out these coins for their historical context and their connection to a pivotal time in British history. The 1980 coin is a reminder of the continuing process of adaptation and renewal in British society, both economically and culturally. On the market, the value of the 1980 UK2 new pence coin can vary depending on its condition, rarity, and the demand from collectors. A coin in excellent condition can fetch several pounds, with well-preserved examples sometimes reaching into the tens of pounds. Coins with special characteristics, such as those struck with minor errors, are often considered even more valuable by collectors. For example, if a coin has a minting flaw or an irregularity in its design, it could become a highly sought-after rarity. As with most collectibles, the value of the 1980 coin is also influenced by broader trends in the numismatic world. Popularity and demand can fluctuate, so coins like the 1982 new pence may see their value rise and fall based on the current interest in British currency and historical pieces. While this may not seem like a huge sum of money for a coin that once had a face value of just 2 pence, it's important to consider the significance of the coin. The 1982 new pence is not only a reminder of a crucial point in British history, but also a symbol of the enduring interest in the world of numismatics. For some, the joy of collecting is in the hunt for these little pieces of history, the thrill of finding something rare, and the satisfaction of owning a coin that once circulated in the hands of ordinary people. In the end, the 1980 UK2 new pence coin is much more than just a relic of the past. It's a piece of Britain's ongoing story, a symbol of national unity, and a testament to the changing tides of the country's economy. Though it may seem like a small and unremarkable coin, its historical significance, design, and collectible value ensure that it remains a cherished item for coin enthusiasts and history buffs alike. As the years go by, the 1980 coin will continue to hold its place in the annals of British numismatic history, and its value, both in monetary terms and as a symbol of the times, will only continue to grow. Top 3 in 1993, the United Kingdom was navigating a rapidly changing landscape. The economy was emerging from a period of recession, technological advances were reshaping industries, and the global world of currency and trade was shifting at an ever-accelerating pace. Yet, In the midst of all this transformation, certain constants remained, none more enduring than the coins that people used every day. One of these enduring symbols was the 2 new pence coin, a small but significant piece of British currency that continued to circulate in the hands of the British public. By 1993, the 2 new pence coin had already been part of the nation's economy for over 2 decades, having been introduced in 1971 as part of the decimalization process that replaced the old pounds, shillings, and pence system. The UK's transition to decimal currency was designed to modernize the economy and make monetary transactions simpler and more efficient. But what made the 1993 coin special, and why does it still attract attention from collectors and numismatists around the world? Let's begin by considering the historical significance of the 1993 2 new pence coin. It wasn't a coin born out of the dramatic changes of the 1970s. By the time 1993 arrived, the United Kingdom had long adapted to the new decimal currency system. However, it remained a part of the daily fabric of life, still serving as a humble yet important unit of value. People were using the coin for everything from public transportation fares to purchasing small items at the local shop. Yet, beyond its practical use, the 1993 2 new pence also carries the weight of its history, representing a period of stability in British currency during a time of social and economic transition. In many ways, the 1993 coin was also a symbol of continuity. The UK was undergoing substantial political shifts during this time, with new leaders, evolving relationships with Europe, and the approach of a new millennium. Amidst all of these changes, the coin's design remained rooted in tradition, reflecting the ongoing link between Britain's past and its future. It was a coin that spoke not only of the year it was minted, but also of the nation's evolving identity. The design of the 1993 2 new pence coin carried forward the familiar elements that had been in place since decimalization. On the reverse side of the coin, we still see the traditional 4 national symbols, the rose, thistle, shamrock, and leek, representing England, Scotland, Ireland, and Wales. These symbols had become iconic on the 2 new pence coin, first designed by Christopher Ironside, a renowned British artist and coin designer. The national emblems are arranged in a harmonious circular pattern, underscoring the unity of the United Kingdom, a theme that was as relevant in 1993 as it had been in 1971. But while the reverse design remained unchanged, the obverse side of the coin continued to feature the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. The Queen's portrait had been used on British coinage for over 2 decades by the time the 1993 coin was minted, representing the continuity of the British monarchy, which had seen numerous changes throughout the years but remained a central symbol of the nation. Queen Elizabeth II's profile, with its dignified and unchanging appearance, served as a reminder of the long-standing traditions that connected the past to the present, even as the world around her changed. One of the most interesting aspects of the 1993 UK 2 new pence coin is the fact that by this time, it was nearing the end of its initial era of widespread circulation. The coin had been introduced alongside several other denominations in 1971, and by the early 1990s, it was beginning to be used less frequently. The value of the 2 new pence coin had been eroded by inflation, and smaller denominations were gradually disappearing from everyday circulation. The Royal Mint was already focusing on producing coins for a more modern currency system, with coins like the 1p and 2p becoming less relevant in a world where the cost of goods and services had risen steadily. Despite this decline in its everyday use, the 1993 2 new pence coin still carried the weight of historical importance. It represented a key turning point in British currency history, as it was one of the last coins to be minted in significant numbers before the UK moved toward the adoption of the smaller, more durable copper-plated steel coins that would come to dominate the UK's coinage system in later years. The 1993 coin, while technically still in circulation, was already beginning to fade into the background as the world of British currency evolved. Minted at the Royal Mint in Llantrisant, Wales, the 1993 2 new pence coin was made of bronze, a material that had been chosen for its durability and affordability. The weight of the coin was 7.12 grams, and its diameter measured 25.9 millimeters, specifications that made it easily recognizable in the pockets and wallets of the British public. The Royal Mint, which has been producing British coinage for over 1,000 years, ensured that every coin was struck with precision and care, ensuring high quality and consistency in the finished product. Despite millions of coins being minted, each piece was produced with such attention to detail that it ensured the coin would last for years, making it a lasting token of the time in which it was created. Now, let's turn our attention to the collector appeal of the 1993 UK 2 new Pence coin. While it wasn't minted in particularly rare numbers, millions of these coins were produced during the year. Collectors value this coin for several reasons. For one, the 1993 coin represents a unique moment in British currency history. It was the last significant minting of the 2 new Pence coin before changes to the UK's coinage system took place. The coin, in many ways, serves as a marker of transition, an artifact of an era just before the UK would move away from certain traditional designs and denominations. Moreover, as is often the case with coin collecting, the value of the 1993 coin is often linked to its condition. Coins that have been well preserved, free from scratches and damage, tend to hold greater appeal for collectors. While a 1993 2 new Pence coin might not be as rare as some of its older counterparts, collectors seeking to complete sets or to own pristine examples of British coins often seek out the 1993 coin. In excellent condition, these coins can command prices above their face value, anywhere from a few pounds to tens of pounds, depending on the market and demand. The value of the 1993 2 new Pence coin may not reach the astronomical heights of rarer, older coins, but its historical significance and appeal to collectors make it a valuable piece nonetheless. Collectors and enthusiasts appreciate the coin not only for its design and craftsmanship, but also for the way it connects them to the larger narrative of British coinage and economic history. It serves as a small, tangible reminder of a unique period in the United Kingdom's history, when the country was transitioning between eras, yet maintaining its commitment to tradition. In the end, the 1993 UK 2 new Pence coin stands as a symbol of both change and continuity. It reflects the stability and endurance of British coinage, even as it marked the end of an era for smaller denominations. To collectors and numismatists, it is more than just a coin. It is a piece of history, a representation of Britain's evolution, and a cherished artifact of the country's ongoing story. Top 4. As the 20th century drew to a close, the United Kingdom was standing at a crossroads. It had already experienced a period of intense change in the last few decades, with everything from political shifts to the rapid advance of technology reshaping British life. In the economic sphere, the nation had gone through several phases of inflation, market changes, and international relations, each influencing its currency. Yet, amidst all these transformations, certain things remained constant. One of those constants was the British coinage, which continued to evolve while still embodying the essence of British tradition. The 1999 UK 2 new Pence coin is a fascinating symbol of this intersection between the old and the new, a piece of currency that not only served its practical purpose but also became an artifact of the times. As the year 1999 marked the end of the millennium, it was a time when people were both reflecting on the past and contemplating the future. The UK 2 new Pence coin, which had been part of British currency since the decimalization of 1971, had already undergone nearly 3 decades of use and had remained remarkably stable in design and value. The 1999 2 new Pence coin was minted during a period of relative stability for the British economy. By then, the coin had become a familiar part of the everyday life of British citizens. The decision to keep this small denomination in circulation speaks volumes about the continuity of the currency system, even as the world around it continued to change. The 2 new Pence coin was widely used for small transactions, a piece of change that could buy a packet of chewing gum or a bus ticket. Yet, it was also a representation of an era that was coming to a close as the world prepared to usher in the new millennium. The 1999 2 new Pence coin is unique in that it sits within a very specific historical moment. It was minted at the tail end of the 20th century, a year that felt like a symbolic bridge between two distinct eras. This coin represents a piece of British history that was still deeply tied to tradition, yet it was caught in the wave of the future. The design of the coin reflects these values of continuity, tradition, and national pride, as well as the subtle changes that were beginning to shape the British monetary system. The design of the 1999 UK 2 new Pence coin remains remarkably similar to the designs that had come before it, particularly in terms of the reverse side. The reverse features the 4 national symbols of the United Kingdom: the rose, thistle, shamrock, and leek, representing England, Scotland, Ireland, and Wales, respectively. This design was first created by Christopher Ironside in the early 1970s and had become synonymous with British currency. The symbols are arranged in a circular pattern, each one radiating outwards in equal proportions, symbolizing the unity of the four nations that make up the United Kingdom. The design of the reverse side reflects a deep-seated pride in British heritage and the country's enduring unity. The simplicity of the design is part of its charm, showcasing symbols that have stood the test of time. The use of these four symbols was not just a representation of the different nations, but also a reminder of the history and interconnectedness that define the United Kingdom, from its monarchic traditions to its role on the world stage. On the obverse side, the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin, remained unchanged. This portrait had been the standard for British coinage for nearly 3 decades by 1999. Queen Elizabeth II's profile was instantly recognizable, not just in the UK, but around the world. The consistency of her image on British coins served as a symbol of stability, a continuity of leadership during times of political, economic, and social upheaval. By 1999, Queen Elizabeth II had been on the throne for over 4 decades, and her enduring presence on British currency reflected her role as a unifying figure in the nation's history. The minting of the 1999 2 new pence coin was carried out by the Royal Mint, based in Llantrisant, Wales. The Royal Mint has been producing Britain's coinage for over a millennium, and its craftsmanship and precision were evident in every coin that left its presses. The 1999 2 new pence was made of bronze, a material chosen for its durability, cost-effectiveness, and resistance to wear. The coin had a weight of 7.12 grams and a diameter of 25.9 millimeters, dimensions that were consistent with earlier 2 new pence coins. These specifications helped ensure that the coin was easy to handle and distinctive in appearance, even as it was still in widespread circulation. The Royal Mint's commitment to quality meant that each coin was struck with precision, ensuring that the 1999 2 new pence was a well-made, high-quality piece of currency. The coin was minted in large numbers, yet it stood out due to its enduring design and the role it played in the history of British currency. As time passed, however, many of these coins began to be withdrawn from circulation, and as the years went by, the 1999 2 new pence became something of a rarity. For collectors, the 1999 UK 2 new pence coin holds significant appeal. Though not particularly rare when compared to other coins of its era, it is still sought after by numismatists due to its position in the history of British coinage. It represents a time when the UK was transitioning from the old world into the new, and the coin itself captures the spirit of an era that was both rooted in tradition and looking towards the future. In terms of value, the 1999 2 new pence coin is modest, but it does carry a certain premium for those who are looking to complete their sets or acquire a well-preserved example from the end of the millennium. A coin in excellent condition, particularly one with no wear or discoloration, can fetch several pounds at auction. Coins with special characteristics, such as minting errors or unique features, may be worth more to collectors who are eager to own a rare or distinctive piece of British currency history. The value of the 1999 coin is also influenced by broader trends in the numismatic world. As interest in British currency continues to grow, so too does the value of well-maintained coins that represent key moments in the country's history. While the 2 new pence coin may not have the same rarefied status as older, more historically significant pieces, it remains a beloved part of the larger story of British coinage. In addition to its value as a collectible, the 1999 2 new pence coin also holds sentimental and historical value. For many people, it represents an important period in their own lives, a time when the world seemed to be on the cusp of major change. As the UK and the rest of the world faced the dawn of a new millennium, the 2 new pence coin was one of the last remnants of a simpler, more familiar time. For those who lived through that era, the coin serves as a reminder of the past and a piece of the national story that can never be replicated. In conclusion, the 1999 UK 2 new pence coin is much more than just a small piece of currency. It is a tangible link to a specific moment in British history, a coin that connects the UK's long-standing traditions with the rapidly changing world of the late 20th century. For collectors and enthusiasts alike, the 1999 coin is a symbol of continuity, resilience, and the enduring appeal of British coinage. Whether you're interested in its design, its historical significance, or its value as a collectible, the 1999 two new pence coin holds a special place in the hearts of many and will continue to do so for years to come. Top 5. The year 2004 may seem like a distant memory now, but for many, it was a time when the world was experiencing a rapid pace of change. The United Kingdom, having entered the new millennium with its own hopes, challenges, and triumphs, continued to evolve. Technology was advancing at an exponential rate, the internet was transforming industries, and society was changing in ways unimaginable just a few decades prior. Yet, in the midst of all this, certain elements of British life remained constant, none more familiar than the currency in people's pockets, including the two new pence coin. The 2004 UK two new pence coin was part of a long legacy of coins that had been circulating in the UK since decimalization in 1971. By the time this coin was minted, it had already been over 3 decades since the country made the transition from pounds, shillings, and pence to a decimal-based system. The two new pence coin, along with its counterparts, had become a staple in the pockets of ordinary Britons. Though the value of the two new pence coin had diminished over time due to inflation, its role in daily life had not been entirely diminished. It was a coin that reflected the small, everyday transactions that make up the fabric of the British economy. The 2004 coin holds special significance within the wider context of UK currency. It was minted during a time when the UK was increasingly interconnected with the world. The global economy was undergoing massive shifts, particularly with the expansion of the European Union and the ongoing discussions about Britain's place within the global economy. Although the two new pence coin itself was not directly tied to these international changes, it continued to serve as a reminder of Britain's history and the deep roots of its currency system. By 2004, the design of the two new pence coin had undergone minimal changes since its introduction in 1971. The decision to maintain this traditional design speaks volumes about the UK's commitment to preserving its coinage heritage while navigating the complexities of modern life. This particular coin, like many others in circulation during the time, was a quiet yet significant symbol of the balance between tradition and progress, a coin that had been through many years of service and still stood strong as a representation of British life in the new century. The reverse side of the 2004 two new pence coin carried the familiar design that had become synonymous with British currency since decimalization. Designed by Christopher Ironside, the reverse depicted the 4 national symbols of the United Kingdom: the rose, thistle, shamrock, and leek, representing England, Scotland, Ireland, and Wales, respectively. These symbols were arranged in a circular pattern, each equally spaced, signifying the unity of the United Kingdom. The design was simple yet powerful, reflecting the national pride that these symbols carried while maintaining an elegant symmetry that gave the coin a timeless quality. The choice of these 4 symbols was deliberate and significant. The rose, representing England, had long been a symbol of national identity, dating back to the Wars of the Roses. The thistle of Scotland, the shamrock of Ireland, and the leek of Wales each carried their own deep cultural and historical significance. Together, they not only represented the distinct nations of the United Kingdom, but also the unity that bound them together, a message that was particularly resonant as the country navigated its place in a rapidly changing world. On the obverse side of the 2004 two new pence coin was the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, as designed by Arnold Machin. Queen Elizabeth's image had been a fixture on British coinage since 1968, and by 2004, it had become instantly recognizable not just in the UK, but globally. The Queen's portrait on the coin symbolized the continuity of the British monarchy, a beacon of stability in a period of rapid global change. Her image remained unchanged from earlier versions of the two new pence coin, reflecting the consistency and tradition that continued to define British currency. The 2004 two new pence coin was struck by the Royal Mint, located in Llantrisant, Wales. The Royal Mint had a long history of producing coins for the UK, and its quality craftsmanship was evident in every coin that was struck. The 2004 coin, like those minted in previous years, was made of bronze, a material known for its durability and resistance to wear. This ensured that the coin would remain in circulation for years to come, enduring the daily wear and tear of public use. The coin specifications were consistent with previous editions of the two new pence, with a weight of 7.12 grams and a diameter of 25.9 millimeters. These dimensions made the coin easy to handle and recognizable, even as inflation eroded its value over time. By the early 2000s, the 2 new pence coin was becoming less frequently used in everyday transactions as inflation took its toll, and other coins, such as the 5p and 10p, became more commonly exchanged in shops and markets. However, the 2 new pence coin remained in circulation, a reminder of a simpler time in British currency. Despite the gradual decline in its practical use, the 2004 UK 2 new pence coin had lasting appeal for collectors. Coins from this era were often sought after by numismatists who sought to complete their collections of modern British coins. The 2 new pence coin, with its long-standing design and connection to the history of UK currency, represented an important chapter in the story of British coins. Though not as rare as some other coins from earlier years, the 2004 edition was still prized by those looking to collect every issue of the 2 new pence, as well as those interested in more recent coins that had cultural and historical significance. While the 2 new pence coin of 2004 was not minted in particularly limited numbers, collectors value it for its role in the broader story of British currency. The Royal Mint struck millions of these coins, yet there is still demand for well-preserved examples, especially coins that have been kept in pristine condition. Coins in excellent or uncirculated condition can fetch a premium on the market, as collectors appreciate the opportunity to own a piece of modern British history in flawless form. Typically, the 2004 coin might command a few pounds, though exceptional examples or coins with rare minting errors could potentially sell for more. The value of the 2004 2 new pence coin, like many modern coins, is determined by its condition, rarity, and demand among collectors. While the face value of the coin is just 2 pence, its worth in the numismatic market can be significantly higher, particularly if the coin is in mint condition or has unusual characteristics. Specially minted coins, or those featuring errors, can also drive up prices, and such examples are often in demand by collectors who enjoy the hunt for unique items. In addition to its monetary value, the 2004 2 new pence coin also carries sentimental value for many who lived through this period of British history. For some, this coin serves as a reminder of a time when the UK was transitioning into the new millennium, with all the excitement and uncertainty that came with it. The coin evokes memories of an era before the rise of the internet, smartphones, and social media, when the world seemed simpler and people were still more connected to the physical world of currency. To those who lived through that time, the 2004 2 new pence coin is more than just a piece of money. It's a snapshot of a particular moment in time, a link to the past that helps tell the story of Britain as it entered the 21st century. In conclusion, the 2004 UK 2 new pence coin is a reflection of both continuity and change. It is a piece of currency that links the past and present, symbolizing the traditions that have shaped British coinage while also representing a new era in the country's history. For collectors, it's a valuable piece of numismatic history, and for those who lived through the time, it's a nostalgic reminder of the world at the dawn of the new millennium. Whether you're interested in its design, its historical significance, or its value in the modern marketplace, the 2004 2 new pence coin remains a cherished part of British currency, a small but meaningful piece of the country's story.